All right. So tonight we've got we've got tonight, April the 13th, we've got our 0-day exploration class. It's your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. And we about to go get into it and go through some potential setups for tomorrow. But the most important thing about this class is the education. We are here focused on learning, developing, refining your process on how we execute on 0-day trades. This process essentially correlates to those short-term, day trades and things that a lot of folks like to take. We take the opportunity to do this class in preparation for the Friday 0-day expirations, but as many of you know, there's other tickers that have expiration days, multiple days throughout the week, like SPY and others. But we use this here to really get into the process, give people an opportunity to ask questions, kind of talk through different setups, and kind of just, pinpoint what's the outlook for tomorrow, Friday, April 14th. So a couple things here about this class. First off, do not feel obligated to take any trade on any ticker that we are evaluating tonight. Like I mentioned, this is for educational purposes. So we're really here to learn and refine process. There's people that come into this class, they trade it off. They're just here just to, gather more information and add tools to their tool bag. So nothing wrong with that. And so we try to make this as interactive as possible. With the 0-day process, if you attend my Strat 101 classes, I talk about this in the watch list development one, where we talk about the type of trades that we focus on when developing the watch list. And this specifically correlates with that class in terms of looking for the types of trades we're trying to identify when selecting picks. We've got to understand what we're looking for. So I always try to break that down into continuation versus reversal, true reversal plays, because I'm looking at things in a macro sense. So if it's not a reversal on a higher time frame, like above the week, then for me, it's more so a TTO type of deal versus like a true reversal. So those are the things that I try to pinpoint. And so today we're going to get into the continuation process and really identify opportunities that correlate with this thinking. So with the continuation plays, what we're looking for, particularly for this, we're looking for things that are already in force, that have already kind of moving in a direction. Being that things are pretty bullish right now, my expectation is that we'll most likely see bullish setups for tomorrow. So I think the key here is if we do get some type of corrective activity in the morning, we want to be in tickers or stocks and positions that have shown or are showing relative strength. And what I mean by relative strength is that essentially, just to keep it simple, we're looking for stocks or tickers that will basically behave independently of what the market, or I guess you could say SPY, is doing. Because I know a lot of tickers across many of the sectors correlate with SPY. So we'll just use SPY as an example. We want to identify tickers that are showing strength, regardless of what SPY is doing. Like, yeah, it's great if it moves in the same direction as SPY, but being that these are highly volatile trades, you want to make sure that you are in things that are going to put you in the best position to succeed. So identifying relative strength is very key to that. So I think I covered that. And then, last thing about it, I really like to target the 4-hour time frame for my entries and triggers for these trades. So my idea is that I'm not looking to get in a trade per se for 5 or 10 minutes, not trying to scout, but I am looking for a short-term day trade, maybe, if it's going good, maybe an hour or two or something like that. But really not looking for something I'm gonna keep the whole day, maybe the first half of the day kind of thing. It just depending on how it sets up. If it's something that triggers later in the day, maybe I hold it, to later to the afternoon session. But typically, what I'm looking for is a morning break, and then I can hold that puppy maybe for an hour or two And then if it's really, really good and it's showing strength throughout the day, then maybe it's something I can hold on longer term throughout the day. But outside of that, I'm looking for something that I can, I want to trade it, but I want to take it to a decent level. I don't want to just hop in and hop out. Like, that's not the goal here. I don't want to take all that risk for a hop in, hop out. I actually want to make some, profits. So the idea with that is we got to develop a process that's going to alleviate the risk factors that come with trading in this way for these short-term trades. And so that's what we get into here. I know for the regulars, you know the deal. Go ahead and drop your tickers in the chat. We'll go through those and take a look at those setups that you guys are looking at. And I'll provide feedback on those. And then also what I'm going to do here is run a scan of a couple different setups just to see what's out there on the charts in terms of 4-hour setups. I kind of know, I guess I kind of feel like in my mind, I want to play things that are already in force, that are already moving. So like for 0 days, we should be playing stuff that's already been moving, that's already been showing strength, and that's already in force. I'm not trying to take a new trade to break to finally go tomorrow. Like if tomorrow's the day that it's going to break out, that's great that you want to do that, but I want to make sure that we know it's like a tiered system, particularly with the 0 day trade. So I want to highest probability and then work my way down kind of thing. So just be mindful of that as well. You want to take the low hanging fruit. If something's been strong all week, it's probably more inclined that it's going to keep being strong tomorrow kind of thing. So that's kind of what I have some thoughts on tickers, but what I'll do is I'll go through the ones that I think of that I have in my mind right now, and then we'll get to the list on the scanner, and then we'll go through the rest of the tickets that's in the chat on the Monday, and we'll go from there. Hey, folks, if you got a ticker or whatever, when I pull up your ticker, whatever, feel free, jump in, give your input, ask me questions. Like that's what this is for. You know what I mean? I don't want to be talking about myself for the next hour. And it looks like a lot of the stuff that we already in is kicking butt. So this should be a pretty easy night in terms of finding setups for tomorrow.
And if y'all was wondering, your boy's in here too.
Who that?
Big Daddy.
Oh Lord.
Oh shit.
Oh man. All right. Security, make sure you keep an eye on him. But yeah. So we're gonna get into it. I got one on my screen right now that I definitely want to talk about, and that's the precious metal pumpers, better known as Wheaton precious metals, but they're known in the pack as precious metal pumpers or the pumpers. So if you hear me say the pumpers, that's what I'm talking about. It's Wheaton. We've been in this trade for weeks now, actually over a month now. And so right now, what I'm looking at here is just to take advantage of the continued strength that this one has shown over the last month and month and some change. And so obviously we see the 212 inside 4-hour setup. I think obviously we're looking at continuation happening on the day tomorrow. Wheaton is not a super volatile stock, so the fact that we're getting volatility right now is a good thing, and the volatility is to the upside. So we're sitting in a nice position on this one, but we are close to the exit point that we had called out around $54. So, from my standpoint, we're looking just to really take advantage of the short-term volatility, but I wouldn't be looking to take anything beyond that. And honestly, something like this, WPM, I mean, it doesn't take much on the underlying for the contract to move. So I think the first things first with this one, we just got to look to identify if there's people at the party. Because if there isn't, then 421 next week expiration is going to be your best bet to get any kind of movement on the contract. That's where I know the majority of people were last time I checked contracts. Well, we got the 212 on the 4-hour here at 52.38. So I want to set an alert right here. $52.38 trigger point. So essentially with this one, we need to drop down. And at the 15, looks like I mean, to me, it looks like it's just been squeezing over here, consolidated. So I do expect another move up, maybe to $53 tomorrow. You know, it's hard to predict exact underlying movement for tomorrow, but at the same time, I think like, you know, we could get close. You know, this thing we could give it like a dollar move or something like that. And if that's the case, then we're gonna be sitting real pretty on our contracts. But yeah, go evaluate. If there's people at the party on tomorrow's expiration, if you still like it and still want to play it, and tomorrow's expiration isn't like suitable for you, go for the next week expiration. You still should get some good volatility on those contracts. But right now, it's like, you know, we're consolidating here. And y'all know how I feel about things when they gap up like that. I very rarely think they're going to come back down and, you know, fill that gap to the downside immediately like that. So I'm looking at this as consolidation is going to, you know, push up again and probably make a new high tomorrow, 2 up on the day. So looking for something maybe towards like a dollar move, maybe a tick over that. So we'll see what it actually does. But I got the trigger set, and I'm not gonna look at contracts later. I don't want to use up the time right now looking at the contracts. But if you're not familiar with how to evaluate them, obviously the Analyze tab on TOS is one of our main tools that we use. Michael Jordan has also created a YouTube video on our channel that you can use as like a reference point to kind of help you navigate and go through that process. If you don't have TOS, there is also option strat. I think that's back up. And you can use that also to evaluate contracts. So you got a couple tools and resources at your disposal to evaluate what's the return on investment. So now that we've identified the setup on this one, what we would do, but I already have them drawn here, is we would go and draw broader formations on the correlated time frames. And just for the sake of like the learning right now, I'm going to add a couple of daily BFs on there and see where things fall from there. But yeah, so that's the first one. And I'm going previous candle on the broader formation simply because it's daily time frame. And I'm probably just going to look at adding the top side. I don't need to put it already. I'm only looking for relevant ones. Yeah, let's see. I'll wait for it. So now that we here on the micros, yeah, so none of the daily BFs should affect the price as far as tomorrow goes. So you may want to go down. I'm not going to go to the 4 hour, but you wanted to look at the 4 hour and see if there's a couple BFs in the 4 hour time frame that may affect price tomorrow. That'd be, you know, that'd be something you want to look for because that's the equivalent time frame. So you may get a little bit of something, but I don't see anything from the date or above that's in the way, at least from on the daily from the last 90 days. So I think from that perspective, that gives, you know, some additional confirmation. If you've got some opportunity to move up from this level tomorrow, and it looks like there aren't any major impediments until you get to that broad information. That green line on my screen, which is a quarterly level broad information, and I think that is 53.41. So WPO. That's like another snap. Let's see. Let's go here to the square real quick. gonna throw an inside 4-hour scan up, like I mentioned, and then we'll just cherry pick some tickers within there. I would imagine there may be a bit many in the afternoon session that staying inside. So yeah, 182, yeah, pretty significant. Um, I've seen worse, but yeah. All right. Damn, I had Riot on the screen. Riot is one that has shown a great deal of volatility in the last week or so. This one's good. I think let's go back to the 4-hour here. Yeah, so we got a 2-1-2 set up for tomorrow. We were right up under that broad information. And BF is right at 14, it's like 1405, something like that. I think fundamentally for me, I have a thought process like this thing probably may try to, tick above the broad information and give us a 2-up day. However, I think the thought process that we need to have on this as traders, if we're looking to trade it, because it's been strong as hell, is first off, what's the price point of the contract for one, and then two, how confident are you in this monthly broad information? If you feel as though like we're just getting started and it's got more push to go, then maybe you take it. Me personally, and this is a general statement, not so much related to Riot, but I don't like to take entries like right at broad information or just under them. So what I would do at this point right here is I would calculate what's the price, what's how much meat is on the bone, basically. I want to understand like what from the point of entry to that broad information, how much in price is underlying going to move. And then I'm going to run that calculation on the analyze tab and even see if it's worth my time. Because worst case scenario, well, worst case is if it fails. Well, actually, if it's no trigger, no trade. So worst case isn't if it fails, but worst case is if it triggers, then fails, and you take the trade. So I want to understand like what's the upside potential on it, because it may not even be worth me taking that, because you don't want to take the trade, then it triggers, and then you get in and it goes up for a hot second, and then hits the BF and goes the other way. So I want to understand how much that is. So maybe, hypothetically, maybe it's 150% move to that broad information, because the underlying is only 1350. So you got to think about like a 1% move is what, like what, 13 cents. So just think about it from that context. And maybe there may be enough meat there to get you 150% move, but you don't know until you evaluate it. You can't make an assumption based on what the eyeball said. So that's what I would say on Riot. I'm gonna set the trigger because I'm gonna actually go take a look at it later myself. But yeah, this one's strong, volatility strong. There's nothing telling me that it's gonna reverse the other way. I think what you don't want on a 0 day is a lot of consolidation. So if it's going to consolidate, get hung up at a level, all that kind of stuff, those are ones you don't want to play. You got to be very selective with the play. I mean, with the efforts. Be very selective with the 0 days. Right, that's right. Roku T dot. There it is. So Roku has been consolidated, man, for a hot little second too. So I'm gonna pass on Roku. Looks like Moderna has had a strong few weeks. It's not like breaking out strong, but it's just creating higher lows. But not much upside movement. In a sense, you're getting more of a higher low than a higher high. A hot mizzle, hold on. That's y'all. All right. I don't know who that was. So yeah, current outside week of Moderna, 2 up on the day. We got a 2-1-2 setting up for tomorrow. That looks strong. I mean, healthcare been strong anyway. Yeah. Let me see. I'll throw another one on here real quick. 161, 104. That would be 161. Right? You take a flyer on it, check out some contracts tonight. I typically don't like the price point when I'm going to 0 days. So we'll check it out. Just going to put the note there as a placeholder. So when I do go back to tickers tonight, oh, this one looks interesting. That is T-Doc. T-Doc again. This one, similar, I forget the other ticker I was just looking at, but this one here also looks like it is consolidating on a daily time frame, but it is slightly trending up. We did have an outside day yesterday with the strong inside today. My expectation, y'all already know my saying, 3 downs, be bullish. So I'm expecting a 3-1-2 to the upside tomorrow. The question will be, excuse me, is it, will it break out or will it give you enough of a move to warrant you taking a trade? Me personally, because it's in consolidation and been consolidation, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. I personally, even though it does have a bullish signal, and I believe that it will go bullish tomorrow, I'm more inclined because of it being in consolidation to kind of let it run its course for the 0 day. Maybe if I was taking something long or looking for a long play, maybe that's different. But at least for the time being for tomorrow, I don't want to take that risk. I want something with a little more. I'm going to be more sure it's going to keep going. So this one's still consolidation. It could go 2 up and then, not break out to the upside, but still give you a 2 up. So I would just, me personally, when it comes to that particular chart, I'm probably going to pass on the 0 day, even though it still looks decent. It's just consolidated, and it's going to go up when it decides to. I don't want to bet that it's going to be tomorrow, though. And so let's keep going. Spotify contracts is typically trash. Take a look at Palantonio. Take a look at Palantonio Brown. I don't even have all the deals. Maybe Palantonio don't have a lot of deals. I don't remember. This one here, downside. Well, afternoon was outside consolidation of the bearish inside candle. Inside up overall on the day, but it looks like we're just hanging out right here by this point of control. Again, looks like it's consolidated right here in these levels. Again, I'll probably stay away from like a 0 day on this one versus maybe long. There's a different discussion to be had, but for this, yeah, I wouldn't go for the 0 day. And granted, some of these may hit. Like I'm not saying they're not, or they are. I'm just going based off my experience and like I play the probability in the numbers. So that's kind of how I do it. Just try to limit. The big thing is like the biggest part, I said this on the call today, the biggest part of our teachings is like, yeah, teaching y'all how to select stuff is one thing, but like knowing what not to play is equally as important to your portfolio growth. Because you could do all the stuff and play all the right stuff and then take silly trades on your own. And mess up the money that you were making on the good stuff. So we got SQ right here, 2 down on the week. Been like a little kind of weak, blah. Looks like it hit some lows. What was that? Tuesday, and looks like it's starting to trek its way back up. Now it's made its way, looks like, to a weekly broad formation or just under it. Got a little bit of rejection. And so tomorrow I'll be looking to see if we retest. I think on this is SQ, not SO, sorry. But on this SQ, it didn't even trigger the week for me. So me personally, I'm probably gonna lean against playing this one anyway, to the upside. It didn't even trigger the week level. So like it's not showing the strength that I wanted to see. We already looked at WPM, got PayPal, DraftKings, blah, blah. After Baba, we'll just get to the chat. We got DraftKings right here. Again, we just got stuff just ranging, just trading in the range. Not sure if I'm inclined to play this in either. Let's keep it going. At least for tomorrow. We got Alibaba. Alibaba again, similar to SQ. It did not trigger on the week, triggered went the other way. So therefore, I'm inclined to stay away from it for tomorrow's 0 day. However, I will mention that Baba has a nice setup coming off of those lows. So it looks like maybe that was the 50% of the day. And maybe if that was the case, that changes my mind. But I don't know until I look. Uh-oh. Closed just under the 50%. Look at that. Closed right up under the 50% of the day. Yeah, I'm good. Definitely, I'm good. Now we got, let's take a look at lift. Oh no, that was the last one I said. We're going to the chat. Roll up to the top here. Let's see. My man Chad with two. Hey. Oh man, okay, Chad. Don't know what your bias is on it. I forgot who I was talking to earlier today, but I was like, I feel like this thing is gonna go 2 up tomorrow. Like the selling has left. The stop selling. It just stayed in that same range all day. We got some work to do to go 2 up. It did double insides today in 4 hours. It's weak, man. It's not even. It don't. I don't. This thing don't know what it want to do. They don't even have enough strength to break the 3 down uppers like that. Maybe tomorrow after today's consolidation, that's what I'm expecting. That is for it to get the push up. Maybe it goes 2 up, but it might be a weak ass 2 up. I think it's still consolidated. It's kind of my overall assessment of it. It ain't ready yet. It's still in the oven. I'm hawking it though. I don't believe it's gonna go 2 down. And if you're looking for a downside move, then maybe. But I think it's trading in the range. So for me, it's hard to say like, oh, you can take it down to this level because it's like, where are they going to see value in it to buy it up? It seems like this range, they like it right here. So it's just going both ways. It's just doing tug of war in this range. Right? I guess this is the point of control on the hour, 35.16. It's just been orbiting, just hanging out around that level. It's hard for me to give it a real good assessment of It's not picking up the rest. There you go, make his way back to the other side of the range. Well, place of the 36. So. Yeah, so that's what I got on Chewy. Hmm. So you looked at Baba. Let's see, Chris. Look at VV. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Verizon coming out of a TTO. Is that what I'm seeing right here? Hmm. Yeah, Miller. I'm gonna be watching Baba too. I'm still looking at it for a long position, but it hadn't did enough yet. But yeah, I agree with you on that. VZ, man, hey, this Verizon looking like a TTO. Um, looks like we had to move. I think it was about a week ago. We had to move up, strong week. And then this week here kind of is taking a breather, just hanging out here at the quarterly broad information. So tomorrow, I expect us to continue up 212 on the 4 hour. But I also see this strap on the day. We got the nice hammer set up, shooter hammer combo. Hammer, shooter, hammer. So yeah, tomorrow I am looking at this one to kind of move up on the day and the 4 hour. Looks like on the weekly 2 down. It looks like a fail 2 down. So yep. Verizon looks solid. Only because it's been in this TTO position for a little bit. It's setting up for at least a short move up. We could probably pinpoint yesterday's high from that shooter, which was 39.63. That's about 36, almost a percent move on the stop. I would go and evaluate that and see what the payout looks like. But yeah, we got 2 trigger levels. Looks decent to me. Looks like we got some nice volume at this level for a 0-day move. I like that it's coming off of broad information, hammer on the 4, hammer on the day. Actually, the signal is ready to go, and it's been it's been moving up since coming off those lows. So it's had a couple, retracements here and there, but looks like right here giving you a small opportunity. I don't want to say it's going to go back to $40 tomorrow, like just right off, because Verizon is more of a incremental movement. So we're not looking for a huge underlying move on that one. You just gotta understand how the contract moves relative to the underlying price movement. So it's better for you to go analyze the contracts now than make an assumption on it. I used to think like, oh, those contracts ain't gonna do nothing until I see what they do. You're like, damn, this thing only went 30 cents. You're like, dang. So just be mindful of stocks or the contracts move well in relation to the underlying movement. And I think there's oftentimes an assumption that the underlying movement is small, the contract movement is going to be small, and that's not always the case. And some stocks just are like that. That's how the option trade, So you got 39.31 as your level for entry here on the 4 hour. Excuse me. So that looks solid. Then on the day here, 1 penny up, 39.32 on the day. That's funny. So you got both trigger points, like a penny difference. So that should be an opportunity there if you get the trigger. You don't want to just jump in there just to jump in there either. Make sure it's triggered. But you should see the 4 hour hit right when the day hits. They should probably hit the same thing. So that's Verizon. All right, we'll keep it going. Yeah, that horizon is beautiful. All right, now, Kendall, go ahead now. Sheesh. Jesus. All right, Nikki, let's take a look at HL. HL is it's on a breakout. It's been going off. This one looked real good. Never played it for 0 days, so not sure what the people at the party look like, or you know, how those contracts move and all that. But on the 0 days, but this one looks fire.
Yes, I'm analyzing it right now. It's a couple people at the party in that what is it, the $7 call for tomorrow. Right now it's at 5 cents. It's a 600 and I don't even want to say, but 6 gets the third number percent play. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but 600% play on it.
Okay. Yeah, that thing looks like a monster. It's been paying. Woo! 698, love for entry. You want to take a move tomorrow, got 5 cents. So up on the day. I mean, that's the kind of continuation plays you want. You want to see the trigger, confirm entry, and then boom, you know, take that ride on that momentum train. That was good. That was really good.
Appreciate your resume.
Yes, ma'am. Good. Very strong. All right. Kevin. I got that Apple. Man, they got the app. Man, Apple showing 2 up on a day like that, boy. You know they gonna have Twitter on fire. Tomorrow, Twitter gonna be on fire. Ooh, look at that weak candle. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. The Bulls is gonna be out tomorrow. This Apple going up tomorrow though. 2 up on the day. Man, what was we talking about? Apple going to 170 because there wasn't no broad informations in the way. I'm damn near there. Jesus. Okay. There ain't no entry on it, but it's strong. It's 2 up on all time frames. So what you have to do in that scenario is look for intraday entry on a smaller time frame during the trading session. So depending on what you're comfortable with, you know, 5, 15, you know, 30 minutes, whatever. But yeah, that one looks to me continuation on the day, 2 up on the day. You know, Apple looks strong. I mean, there's not much to say. It's strong as hell. I'm just not seeing the message. Let's see. All right, so we got Pfizer. What was this? Joseph? Looking at Pfizer right here. Joseph H. Yeah, we got a shooter on the 4-hour hammer shooter combo. And we just rested on top of this broad information. This is a yearly broad information that is rested on right now, and there's a monthly above it. I mean, my inclination would be to look for a downside move. However, I don't like that it's a yearly BF that is resting on top of it. So when you got the BFs like that in those levels, it would be difficult to determine if it's actually going to break below or not. Because sometimes it'll just hover around that broad information for a while. It may still go the direction you want, but it just may not do it in the time frame that you wanted to do it. And then it could turn around and go up as well, back to that monthly broad information. So Pfizer, at least for tomorrow, I probably just let it do its thing and see which direction it wants to choose for this broad information. It seems to me it went up, hit that monthly broad information. Now we got a rejection from that. We had a retest, got rejected again. Now we're back to this yearly BF, and overall it's like it's just squeezing within that daily time frame. But I wonder if we go to the micro, you'll see it squeezing on one of those time frames. But yeah, that's how PFE looks to be. And private formations typically will have a lot of orders, so they could just do a tug of war until it figures itself out. You don't want to be in there when that happens. Not from a zero there, I mean. Oh, look at this lift. All right. Hey, Lizzle. Yeah, that lift looks good. Lift looks good, my friend. Let me see what else we're talking about here. Triple inside 4 hours. Jesus Christ. Whoa. What is going on? Super duper consolidation. Okay. This was interesting to me. I think from like just being in, like from the game of trading and stuff like that, this is something like you just want to trade it, just to trade it and see it there. But what I see though, you got the 4 hour triple inside. We see that it's within this mother bar and it's come from the bottom of that range. Actually the price shot up after that pre-close, went right back down and it's kind of making higher lows on the way up. So I think I would expect that trend to continue. 3 downs, be bullish. Get 312 on the day tomorrow. So lift looks like one. It's like a TTO. It's like a daily TTO. That's all it is. The 3 is a daily. The 3 on the day is a TTO to me. That's all I can do. So yeah, I would say triggers on both of these. Okay, I've ever seen this kind of setup for the 4 hours since I've been crazy. I just want to trade it just to trade it. Just to say I've traded it. Chicago on the day. That should be cash money. When you stock so cheap. Woo. Cheap, 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 cheap. All right, Bruce. We did take a look at VZ. And we took a look at Chewy. Let's go NVIDIA. Oh, NVIDIA say I'm going down. Huh. Today. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at 212 to the downside. So SPY wants to get funky tomorrow. That looks like barbecue chicken.
And there's people at the party on 262.5 put and the 260 put as well.
Ooh, okay. I like the way that 260 sounds to me. I like the ring of that one. Okay, that looks solid right there. I like that. I mean, that looked like textbook to me. Jeez.
I'm trying to play all these techs to the downside, man. Just patiently waiting.
Double top. That thing, double top. Hey, bro, you see this volume shift? Oh, you gonna laugh.
We try. It's Get Money Friday, man.
Hey, you heard how excited I got when I realized.
I did.
Hey, this, ladies and gentlemen, it's called a volume shelf. When Price gets in one of these, it's like a warp engine. It just keeps going, and whatever direction it's going, it just keep going, and it don't stop in the middle, none of that. It keep going. Your contracts allow you to capture the mood. We got one on the daily. That's nice. That's nice. It might take a few days to get through it, but that's nice. Right back to this broad information right here. 252, 250, somewhere in there. Woo, yeah, that one looked good. Looks good for tomorrow and the swing. I thought we looked at Chewy. That was good. Yeah, Chewy, man. Oh yeah. Chewy, I'm just like, I don't know about Chewy, man. Something telling me Chewy, bro. If spot pushes down tomorrow, then it'll probably take it with it. And I'm just like, so how far? Y'all hit me with the Chewy love. Y'all gonna make me go back and look at it one more time. It's in the middle of its range right now.
I'm sorry, you're gonna go back and do what?
Nothing. I'm done. Nipper, you gonna call me out like that?
Hey, it's all love.
Oh yeah, this one going down though. Target. Ooh. And maybe it's just my bias on Chewy. I think that it's all good. But yeah, Target Friday special giving us a shooter. Rejection off the broad information. Back down. To go back and retest today's lows. 212 below 163.12. That looks very interesting. I'll drop my daily BF, so I'll see if there's something there. But yeah, that looks interesting. Shooter off the BF. That looks enticing. Keep that one on your watch tomorrow. Hey, Lizzle, for the record, Target was me and FICO's girlfriend, and then she started sneaking off going with FICO by herself. And, so I was like, you know what? Y'all can just have each other. That's what happened with Target. I was Target was my first boo, and then FICO started coming in. He started looking and hanging out, coming to family functions, and we started sneaking out together. We're doing like a Tyrese and what's the dude for Fast and Furious? Yeah. We ain't even know. Yeah, oh, Dropbox. Oh. Whew. Man, I wish I had, man, my camera was on. Y'all would be cracking up at me. I saw this Dropbox pop up on my screen. It's gonna look beautiful. Hold on, man. Yeah. I know y'all ignored the setup. I know y'all did. When I put it out there, I was like, they gonna ignore this one. I knew it when I put it out there. It's okay. It was a test. There you go. I had to fix something real quick, make sure my background is straight. Oh, yeah. So Dropbox, Dwayne, you know, so Dropbox is like well below its normal trading range. So, Dropbox typically is gonna trade between like 22 and 25, 24. I really don't like to play above 24. So, it's gonna be bullish till it gets back to that area. So yeah, you know, we had a TTO this week, gap down, and then it just came back up from the gap down. I think that was on Monday, yeah, Tuesday. And yeah, we've been around ever since. Back to regularly scheduled programming. So we had a consolidation week, and then this week it did the pimp and limping. And for those of y'all that are new, the pimp and limping is the 213. You know, that's when the stock bought one way and then it bought back the other way like a pimp. It's got the pimp limp. And, you know, it's gonna bought one way and swing to the other. And that's what that 213 doing on you right there. So it did the little pimp and limping and going back to regular scheduled programming. So if you think short term, you're gonna get out of that more than likely last week when they did this consolidation. If you're in the long swings and you know you're looking at it from a longer term perspective, you can capture all that. But yeah, as far as tomorrow, 2-0 continuation on the day. I still see strength moving up on this one. This one doesn't particularly track with SPY, but it is a tech stock. So typically, if SPY is pushing down, it will affect the price action on this one. But what I'm seeing across the board is like mixed signals. So I'm seeing some stocks that's like super strong. And then I see some that are weak and they all correlate with SPY. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's similar to what's been happening all year, where instead of getting like, you know, typical behavior from like the majority of like sectors and things of that nature, what you're getting is like a lot of stocks that are moving based on relative strength, whether that's because they're at like all-time lows or 10-year, 5-year, you know, 2-year lows, whatever, you know, or they have some fundamental reason they're going up. So it's a little bit contrary to like the normal behavior of a lot of stocks. So like I was saying a couple of weeks back, or maybe a month back, I don't know how long ago it was, but I was talking about this is going to be a stock pickers year for that reason. So as far as Dropbox, I mean, this thing looks super strong. I don't have any reason to think that it's not going to go up tomorrow. If I was looking for, I guess, levels to target tomorrow, I have to throw a couple of daily BS on there. Maybe there's something that I can correlate on that. But this thing looks super strong. Honestly, I'll be looking to see tomorrow for an intraday entry and then draw a broadening formation on a time frame higher than a time frame higher than the time frame you're entering on. And maybe depending on what time frame you're entering, and I'll just start with that. But yeah, there ain't nothing on the day. There ain't nothing on the day right now that's in the way. And it rhymes. But yeah. Thing look bullish as hell, bro. You got the high low range 2214 in terms of the volume. So maybe that's a level you could look at. 2214 on Dropbox tomorrow, that's gonna pay a triple digit percentage. I can guarantee you that. I don't play this on the deal though. I know I don't contract. That damn thing will be like 2 cents and then go to like 15 cents and then come back to 2 cents. So just be ready for that one if you take it. I like the volatility on those contracts. PayPal. PayPal's been consolidating under this weekly broad information. You know, one of the big things I like about consolidation is like especially since I've been using the strat, is that you can see setups and combinations that I guess logically would make sense to break out of a consolidation. So for example, right here today, I see this double inside day. So if we were to break out of this chop or this consolidation that we're in, we would need something like a double inside day to give us the volatility, the strength we need to get above that broad information range or that BF level there. So, or at least go back and retest it and give us enough to see, all we're looking for is enough to give us a good payout on the contract. So we go plot out what that broad information level is. And let's see where we at. 76.57. I go throw that on the analyze tab and then see how much that's gonna pay me per my entry point. The setups look fire. It's just been consolidating. It's been consolidating for a minute, but I like the fact that it's giving you the double inside days. So I think if it does break, you're gonna break right up into those broad informations. And then the question is it gonna keep pushing or is it gonna, kind of get held up right there? So I would just plot to see how much that's gonna pay you at that broad information range. You got two very good triggers. Both of them look clean. 212 on the 4 hour out of that consolidation, but you're still within that inside bar from a couple of days ago. So that's the thing. You're really just trying to trade it to the top of the channel that it's in right now. That's really what you're targeting. You're just trying to take it to the top of that channel. And I would just target that BF there. But entry above 75.55, PayPal, that looks solid. And then on the day, the double inside day, that's what really caught my attention first was the inside day. That was really good. So that's where I would be mentally with it. Going to set these alert levels, go look at contracts. I would imagine there's people at the party, by it being a tech stop, you got to understand that also the contracts probably will not have good Greeks on them. So if you get consolidation and or retracement on any of those like tech type of tickers on the 0 days, that will wreck your contracts in super fast. So be aware of that. You kind of want to make sure that you are like being mindful of that as well. Some sectors that have tickers like the staples, if you get one of those on the 0 day, you get something right at the money or in the money, the pull downs won't be as drastic. You get one of these bad boys, it ain't even got to pull down. It just got to go sideways to each of contract. So that's just for all of y'all that don't know when it comes to them tech stocks, just be mindful of that. IBM, looks like IBM finally decided to cool off. And this week kind of pulled down. Looks like it got close to that BF and kind of got bought up a little bit. It is giving me an interesting look though, to rev strat here off that weekly broad information or close to it. It's like it's more so getting bought up at that volume shift. So I mean, from that perspective, sure. I think it does have a good potential to go rev strat tomorrow on the day. My thinking is like the continuity, and we actually been trending down. We were 2 down on the day. So that's the one thing. Sometimes I'm like, if we were to be like been up, I guess like the last 3-4 weeks, and then it did this week, then that would be different. But the fact that we rev strat down this week, I'm kind of like, it probably will go rev strat up tomorrow, maybe to like 130 is like an upside level, but I think we got to push against this continuity, so if something goes wrong, then we just basically fall back into continuity to the downside. So that's my concern on that one. The setup now, if we're looking longer, like with more time on it, then we can have a different convo about it. I think for the 0 day, I think it can go real strat tomorrow, but I wouldn't want to put my money on it. BNY, but you pulling out all the OG stocks, bruh. BNY, that's 2 up tomorrow, 2 up on the 4, 2 up on the day. Doesn't give us an entry for tomorrow, but if you wanted to play a 0 day, I'm not sure if there's going to be people at the party, but it looks like it's continuation tomorrow. That looks pretty straightforward. There ain't much to say. It's been consolidating at this quarterly BF level. I think it'll probably get back to that $71 range and try to go retest those highs from, I guess that was Monday or Tuesday. BA. Boeing, look at Boeing. Boeing is at an interesting point right here. Strong inside week. It did show relative strength this week, so that's a good sign. And it's kind of tracking with this broadening formation. Each time it goes to the, it comes down and goes to that BF and kind of gets bought back up from there. That's a good thing. Tomorrow we also on the point of control on the day. So we're setting up for a launch pad move from the point of control. It has been consolidating for like a few days. So that actually it sets up for a potential break to the upside tomorrow. I think it's still in that relative uptrend. It's slowly ticking up. Yeah. Yeah, so I think Boeing's getting ready to make its move to make the next leg up. I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to if it's ready to make that strong move tomorrow. But the setup gives me the idea that it could potentially get to around 215 and some change. I'll have to go and look at the micro levels to get particular price points, but I'm just kind of guesstimating above that 215 range.
Hey, Resume, I don't know you saw in the chat. We talk about that joint dropped after hours. It's down to 202.50.
Shut the ooh. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Why somebody in here gonna try to buy it in the morning off the lows? Be like, right, I'm gonna go down and buy this. They gonna buy it up at the lows. Don't do that. All right, Airbnb. Airbnb all over the place, bro. This stock don't know what it want to do. I don't know, man. It does give us a bullish setup. Chicago on the day. I don't know. I know how I feel about the 3 downs. If this ain't been the most like this price action on this stock, bro, this thing been horrible. Not like it's going down horrible, but like, bro, I guess maybe day traders and scalpers or something, maybe like, but that's a whole lot of nothing. Anyway, let me stop. Airbnb 212 on the 4, above 114.11. Chicago on the day, that looks good. That Chicago on the day looks really good though. And that's above 114.40. For that trigger point, you got there's this point of control on the day at 117.18. So that looks really good as well. I gotta add the rest of my BS. I don't think I have all the BS on there. But this one looks all right. Looks all right. I looking at there's a volume gap right in here. Maybe this will give me more. So maybe just under 116. Okay. There might be a little meat on the bone. Go get that meat, Cam. All right. So yeah, there is some potential price movement. There's some range in there within Airbnb on the micros. You could take advantage of a volume shelf that sits there, and you could probably push that out. There's probably some good chicken within those contracts. We got to see if there's people at the party because it is Airbnb. So sometimes it's lacking on the open interest side. It is set up with a strong inside week though. All right. Looking at Lizzle. What you trying to do tomorrow? You trying to take some puts on it tomorrow? What you trying to do? We got the shooter on the 4-hour, 212 to the downside. And we've got 2 down day. It was green, but it looks weak. It was only up a penny today. I guess. There ain't nothing to write home about. So yeah, Para, I don't know. I don't really see I see like a downside potential setup here. And maybe you could push that down to the point of control on the 4-hour, which is 2162. So that could be a potential idea, and that's like like a 50-cent move on that. That actually do that contract. That's like a 2+% move on the underlying. So actually that wouldn't be bad at all if it did that. So you would go 212, your level for entry would be below that 2209. I don't know what I think about upside. I think from the upside perspective, we need to get above the point of control on the day, and that would be at 2238. I think the trigger point on the day is 2244. So you would know very quickly, you would know actually before the trigger if it's going to trigger because it's going to hit that point of control. So if point of control rejects it and we're under it, then you may not even have a trigger to trade to the upside. But yeah, I think there is potential. Like, yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, if it does go to the upside, you've got it looks like a little baby PMG or something on the 4-hour, something like that. So that's, I think for me it's the conflict is kind of something I'm kind of wary of. So I may not watch that one for like a 0 day, maybe other uses for that. Avery, we looked at left. Damn. Yeah. I'm reading chat, give me 1 second. Nah, FICO didn't try to wife a goose. He said what he was gonna do, but you know what I'm saying. I was like, I wasn't into sharing no more. And she was showing him more love. I was getting voicemails and stuff like that. I keep my dignity. Yeah. Okay, my fault. I was a little bit behind y'all in the chat. Let's see. Oh, Silk, people at the party means open interest. So when we say if there's people at the party, that means go check the options chain and go see if there's people that are holding contracts. Essentially the concept is if obviously we're a group of people. So if we buy collectively a lot of contracts, we want to be able to sell those contracts to other individuals who would have an interest in that. And, you know, stocks with a high open interest represent interest as a whole into that particular, you know, option contract. Also with that, when you try to sell contract, like if there's low open interest, then that means there's low orders for those contracts. And so when you try to exit, there's no one to sell it to. So we always got to make sure there's people at the party. You don't want to be at the party by yourself. And then also with that, how was I going to say that? There are situations where you can buy out early enough in enough time to where the volume comes into a stop, but something in like this situation, we want to make sure there's people at the party. And then also for me, you know, from my perspective, like open interest is like very important because I don't want us to be buying and selling to each other. So I want to make sure that there's enough people that we can clap. We can sell them to all the retail traders when they finally decide to get in our trades after we've been in them. That's usually like the process. So we'll sell them to the retail because they'll hit like a EMA, they'll cross an EMA level or something, and we'll be like at a broad information range and we'll sell. Then that's when the rest of the market buys in. They buy in when we get leaving our runners kind of thing. So just that's the whole concept is like making sure we got people at the party, particularly for the 0 days. You can kind of be a little slack with it when it comes more to the swings because volume can come into a contract versus 0 days. Nikki Halliburton with the 0 day. I ain't seen Hallie. Hallie showed out for a little second, a couple weeks back, and then she was chilling. And okay, this week she's trying to inch back up, trying to show a little shoulder. Okay.
I had her right under a weekly, however. So
same here. Yeah. Let's see.
I just was analyzing that 34 weekly. If it gets to 34.69 at target, it would be a 246% move on it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. 34.69.
Yeah, 34.69. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's less than $1 move. That's what 88 cents. So then plot out. Oh, I wonder what 34.50 plots out to. Let's go with an even more conservative target.
183%.
Okay, I like those numbers. 34.50 is like 69 cents away. But actually the trigger, it would be, that's only a 50-cent move on the trigger, $34. You see what I'm saying? 50-cent move.
So you make 100%.
Yeah.
100+%.
Right. You know, that's the kind of stuff that happens first hour, and then it'll kind of retrace a little bit. Maybe close the day at like, you know, but it'll have that strong move early.
Yeah.
So okay, I like that. Throw an alert on there. All right.
Thank you, Reggie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you, Nikki. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to quickly scan the rest of the 0 day, rest of this scan list to see if there's anything that may be of interest. Oh, man, EA. I just want to see it because it's been strong. Yeah. Yeah, the EA looked real good. What y'all talking about in the chat real quick? Yeah, that was this week's for tomorrow, Dwayne. That's another sneaky thing about those energy stocks. We tear their ass up for the pause for the 0 days. Because you get the super small underlying movement and the super strong payout on the contract. That was before the rotation period. All right. So EA Sports is in the game. I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone, but it looks good right here. I just like looking at charts like this. Look at that. Oh, I'm missing the BF, it looks like. I'll draw it later though. This one might have some juice to go back and test the high of today. Maybe get to 129 on the underline. We'll go 2 up on a day. Maybe it stretches out above that weekly broadening formation at 129 and then pushes up close to 130. I can't stand when they do that. They're gonna give us this good looking setup right here up under the broadening formation. Man with me, Smokey. Yeah, so this right here, EA has been strong. It's been showing relative strength. I think this is one you keep on your watch. Man, you don't want to break your rules for plays, but this one here looks like one I wouldn't be surprised if it did push up or try to go reach that 130, that monthly broadening formation that's there. But that one looks good, despite the broadening formation there. So yeah, EA, set your trigger, 4-hour entry, a level above 128.32. I'm gonna put that in there as well. And then I see someone just dropped in MU. We'll take a look at that real quick and then we'll wrap it up. 7:30 local time. Okay. That's that. All right. Yeah, somebody check those contracts out. See what the levels look like. All right, so now we got MU. MU's been volatile, just been changing a lot of price. We see the 3-2 down. As we know, 3 downs are bullish. As we know, that's what we know. So yeah, I mean, the expectation is that you should see MU push up tomorrow. Maybe looking to target that broadening formation above his head on the month. Maybe if you want to, look at a lower level, maybe there's a daily broadening formation from, where is that? Yesterday. I'll draw that right now. Volatile stop, a lot of threes. All right. Yeah, let's take it back to the broader formation on the daily. There's a daily there. So tomorrow, maybe like 64.50. Seems to be like a conservative range it could get to tomorrow. And that would give you 64.50. Yeah, $1.50. That ain't bad. It's almost 2%. I think that'd be like 2% on the close to 2% move on the day. Yeah, you can't ask for much more than that. 322. Yeah, I mean it looks like we're in a volume shelf, or it cleared a volume gap today. It got to the top of the gap, had that slight kind of pull down at the end of the day. It looks like that pull down was also the 4-hour point of control, so that makes sense. So looks like I always say with these tech stocks, if SPY is bullish, then yeah, we kind of you almost guaranteed you're gonna get that strength out of these. But yeah, looking at the 322 on the day here, above 63.37. But yeah, MU looks good. I don't like all the herky jerky price action on it though, but it looks good. That thing got like an Iverson crossover in its bag. All right, so shut the front door. You said EA at $130 would be 377%. Shut the front door. Nigga had to send me a screenshot. Wowzers. Okay. This is why we go analyze these contracts, people.
Look, they say you only gonna get better if you put yourself out there. Y'all look at it and let me know if it's right now.
Right on, right on. Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's good. That's good feedback right there. I'll take a look at that when we're done. What else? I'm just gonna scroll down really quick. Make sure ain't nothing catching my eye that we might have missed. Oh, PBR. I'll take a look at PBR because I know that's a popular one. MRO. PBR hit that daily BF. We got a slight rejection right here. Interesting. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's why I'm not gonna. Okay. I think I'm full anyway. Okay. MRO, Walmart. We good. MRO came to the top of the BF. Like, yeah, okay. A lot of these tickers is complete in their moves. Walmart, I'm kind of iffy on what you're trying to do right here. Is you gonna break through and finish out the trade, or are you trying to push up to the next BF? What you doing right here? But I told people already this week, you already won. Get out. Like you ain't gotta, like squeeze out the next $2-3. If you wanna, hey, do your thing. Take out like 80-90% though. Scale out. And leave some runners in there. Secure the win. Walmart 212. Looks like you could get a reversal TTO off the 4-hour, off the monthly broadening formation. A 4-hour entry off a monthly broadening formation. But anyway, so my expectation is that we're gonna get a 212 here on Walmart above 149.80. Walmart, you got to play it like a slow moving old people stock and buy in the money, at the money, and let it do what it's supposed to do. So go and calculate contracts if it's enticing to you, something you want to play. But also you got a rev strat on the day above 150. I'm gonna throw this in there because I'm already in the trade for long. So I'm just gonna throw this in there and see how it tracks tomorrow. I don't plan to take all these damn triggers. Figure it out tonight which one I want to play. But I'm gonna throw a couple trades out. I mean, y'all know I throw the alerts out, but I'm gonna actually take some new entries tomorrow. Hey, did I take a trade this week? I don't think I did. It's been a very lucrative week, though. Walmart triggers are set, ready to rock and roll. Any final questions, comments for the good of the group? I did say I was gonna look at. Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna look at MRO though. But any final word, comments, anything of that nature? Yeah, MRO looks like PVRs. LUV blue collar. Airlines. We had an attractive buy level. I'll say that. Shit. Man, how much them shares is? Yeah, no, y'all got any more of them $25 shares? Damn. Yeah, so woo, 312 to the upside on the 4 hour is what I'm looking at for tomorrow. I would try to see if I could target back to the high of the day today as a conservative level. 32.68. Trigger is from 32.32, 32.68, about 30-cent move on the stocks, about a 1% move on the underlying. That should give you a nice little payout on the contract. So I would start there as a conservative level. Oh, see, Nikki, you got the eye for that Luca. You be like, I was looking at the same thing, didn't even realize it was a Luca. But yeah, start with today's high and then move up to the high low of this range at 33.02. And then I would just mark those as my two trigger target levels for price after entry. Oh, and then maybe where are we at? Okay, you could also maybe add the 50% of today as a level, just to kind of track price, and then also the 50% of you don't even need to do yesterday's 4 hour. So yeah, I'll maybe just do 50% of the day in addition to what I just mentioned, and just track those levels from there. But those will be my two target points. I like it more so for a long. I would just be looking to buy it long and hold it for a little while. Nah, you can't analyze percentage on TOS. You gotta go, it's just dollar amount. I wish. The red line represents the point of control. And the point of control is essentially the price point on that particular time frame that has the highest amount of volume. So that's why you see it when it hits that red line. A lot of times it's going to either move the opposite direction of it. It's either going to reject or get bought up at that level, depending on where it's positioned. So when it's sitting on top of a point of control, a lot of times we can see that as a launch pad type of scenario. And then Kendall, Aluka is a 21312. That was a code that the pack came up with. FICO coined that one. He's got the original explanation, but we're basically is named after a soccer player from was he from Croatia? I think it's Croatia. Luka Modric. But yeah, it's a 21312. And he founded that code, and it's really interesting because it's like he has a whole explanation for it, and the explanation escapes me. I would totally butcher it. So unless somebody else can explain it coherently, I'm gonna ask him to like post it somewhere. Make a video or something about it. Yeah, he does. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's that Luka. I would have went with Luka Doncic, but you know, I know FICO watches, you know, soccer as well. So I'm gonna give him a pass right there. I was like, you bypassed the most popular Luka and went to Luka, don't nobody know, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But but yeah, that pattern is something that's caught our eye, and when it hits. So we've been tracking it. But we haven't put much education outside of the group members around it, you know, that hasn't, so all good, all good. What else? Anything else, Pat? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good for tomorrow? Y'all feel like y'all got something to work with? Yes, sir. Okay then, Goose. You have a good one, man. Y'all have a great evening. So yeah, I think with that, I think we can wrap it up, folks. Y'all have a great evening, and I will catch y'all in the morning bright and early. Take advantage of this market and you know, end your Friday early. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. So anyway, y'all have a great evening. Catch y'all in the morning. Peace.